I love having fresh fruit in my home at all times without having any waste, but you can get tired of the fruit that you're bringing in if you're bringing in the same thing all year long. This video is going to teach you how I rotate food throughout the different months, and we have the fresh produce at peak seasons and the lowest cost. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is The Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. I'm the best-selling author of the Zero Waste Produce Guide that goes through 75 fruits and vegetables to keep them fresh for weeks. In 2021, my strawberries in a jar hack had went viral all across the world, and I ended up in the media all around the world, and I even had a TED Talk talking about strawberries in a jar and how I can keep them fresh safely for weeks. And since I went viral in October, I felt like I had to have strawberries in my house for that entire year so I could show them to the media and in live demonstrations. And I can tell you, by the end of the year, when the fresh strawberries were starting to come back into season again, our family was totally sick of strawberries. So this year, moving into our new house in September, this is actually the first strawberries in a jar that we are having in our new home. Right now it's February. We are getting ready for Valentine's Day. It might be a few days after that you actually see this video, but these strawberries are in peak season. I love how massive they are, and they are delicious. These are in peak season in Florida right now. And even though we live in Washington and they travel across the country, they are still beautiful when we get them, and they will stay fresh for 3 weeks when you follow my instructions. So these strawberries that I have right here are what we're going to use for our Valentine's Day for chocolate fondue. It is something that we do every single year since our kids were little, and they look forward to knowing that strawberries are back in season, and that's what we're going to do. As we progress into spring, into April is when pineapple is in season, and is the best time all year to buy it and to find it on sale. I like to buy it not only for fresh eating, but to slice it up and put it in the freezer so we can use it all year long. And as we move into May is when mangoes come into season to get the best prices and the ripest, best mangoes. Now, sometimes the pineapple and mango prices overlap. Those seasons overlap a little bit, and you can get them at the same time for the best prices. And that is when I make our mango salsa. Mangoes also freeze really well, so that is when I take them off of the pit and dice them up and put them into the freezer. And that way we can make things like mango sherbet in the middle of the summertime. In June, normally around Father's Day, is when the cherries are in season. And then we are getting cherries not only for fresh eating, but I will pit those and put them in the freezer. And then later in the summer, I normally make cherry barbecue sauce. Now, summertime is peak berry season. Depending on where you live, you can even get them locally. And I love that you can buy all of the berries and keep them fresh in your refrigerator for weeks. When you're following my instructions, blackberries and raspberries will last for 2 weeks. Strawberries last for 3 weeks. Grapes will last for 4 to 6 weeks, and blueberries last 6 to 8 weeks. So you know that you can bring a massive amount of produce into your house and it's not going to go bad. Berries are also something I like to get locally and then bring them home and wash and flash freeze them on trays and then put them in bags to go into the freezer. And that way I can grab out a few at a time, or I can even make homemade jam. And at our old house, I had 3 blueberry bushes that I made sure when I got them, I got an early season, a mid-season, and a late season blueberry bush. So we had fresh blueberries out in our yard all summer long. As we move into later July and August is when we normally get the best peaches and nectarines. So I make sure to find those on sale, and whenever I can find ones that are freestone, meaning that the pit in the middle will come apart easily from the rest of the fruits, I try to get a large quantity of them so I can freeze them or can them for the entire year. And you can't forget about melons during the entire summer season. We normally go to a produce stand to get all of our melons, and I only go grocery shopping or to the produce stand once a month. So whenever I'm getting melons, cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelon, I will always eat the cantaloupe first and then the honeydew and save the watermelon for last because it will stay fresh the longest. You can actually get a watermelon to stay fresh for over a month. And as summer is winding down, then it is apple season at the beginning of fall. We always get a bushel or two of apples every fall that we use for food security to make sure that we have fresh produce throughout the fall. And then as we move into the winter months, I will make applesauce with any that's left over. Apples are one of those great examples of you can still get it at the grocery store all year long, but it might have been sitting in a warehouse for a year. Fall in September and October is also when grapes are harvested, and you can get the biggest, sweetest grapes in the fall. Another fall fruit that we really love and will have all the way through winter is pears. We make a pear gingerbread breakfast cake that we absolutely adore. Every year in December, I look forward to 2 new items coming into our rotation, and one of those is pomegranates. This is a tradition that our family has looked forward to for many years as we eat pomegranates and watch Christmas movies together. And then every December, we get a case or 2 of oranges that come directly from a farm that's just been harvested. Oranges are in peak season in December, and they will last many months in your refrigerator. And so we have oranges in December and January, and that brings us right back to strawberries in February. All of these produce items that I mentioned, we have done videos that are here on the channel so you can learn the techniques for each item and how to get them washed and stored properly. And if you're looking for a handy guide to keep in your kitchen so you can just flip right to the item, this book has 75 fruits and vegetables in it listed A to Z. The book is listed in the description with a discount code, so make sure that you're checking that out. And know that I spend time every single day on YouTube trying to answer all of your questions. So if there's a video or a produce item or a recipe I mentioned that you're interested in, just let me know and I'll send you the link. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We put out 3 new videos every week helping you save money on groceries.